Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Fucking Free Yourself Now already, please, for Christ's sake. So, do you know that literally everything within this multiverse, within your universe, all starts and ends with you? Yeah. So, all jokes aside, when it comes to trust, I have to earn my trust and practice trusting myself before I can trust you. In fact, I don't even have to trust you because if I trust myself, I know whether or not you are worthy of that trust, whether or not you are holding some insecurities that are being triggered within me. We're all telling on ourselves. So, since we're naturally empathic beings, it's important for us to cultivate a sense of trust within ourselves. Or else, we're just fucking out here exploiting ourselves and our resources willingly. Because we're offering something. We're offering someone else something that we're not willing to give ourselves. We're exploiting ourselves. In that instance, that's us exploiting ourselves. That doesn't feel so good, does it? And we would actually be more willing and able to create new systems if we were able to stop exploiting ourselves, to be more accountable for our resources. And so the saying goes, when it comes to liars, it takes one to know one. Well, guess what? If you're dealing with a liar, then you also have lied to yourself. You didn't trust yourself and you're like, no, I got this. Oh, no, they're okay. And so with that, if you trust yourself and someone is attempting to pressure you into their reality, into their notion of a situation, and it still doesn't feel good and doesn't sit right with you, trust yourself first. It's a flowchart, people. It starts and ends with you. That's the flowchart. That's the spectrum. It's a sphere. It's a circle. It goes back. We're cycles within cycles within cycles. We must break out of the whole concept of the line segment, the whole linear progression, linear flowcharts. It's a circle. It's a cycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. So think about it. Think about it. Or feel about it. Even better, feel about it. Because thinking about it is what got us into this mess in the first place. It's like we've already kind of established, a lot of us are thinking people here in this group especially. We're all thinking people. But what about feeling people? Are we allowing those two bits within us to cohabitate to create more depth in our experience, more depth in our expression, for us to be able to innovate and invent new things within our own wheelhouse of resources? So just something to chew on. For example, like you could be in a situation where something feels really good to you. It feels very good to you. But you don't trust yourself. You go ask, a second opinion. You bring another cook into the kitchen. They may not have a taste for the same thing as you. And in fact, they may even have a similar sense of mistrust within themselves. And so if they're carrying that, and you call them in to assist you on something where you're feeling perhaps a little bit insecure, and they're willing to show up and impress upon you or add pressure to you in the situation, really, really advocating in a really big way for some type of answer, and you still aren't feeling right, that's because you brought someone in because you both resonate at that same place of mistrust, that same place of needing validation. And in fact, when you bring them in, you are validating their own inner mistrust, their own internal mistrust and intuitive interference. So make sure that you're moving with purpose. And purpose doesn't have to be some statement, some mission statement that you're going out to. Purpose can just be, all right, my purpose is to trust, think about the ideal concept of humanity, and that is really our purpose. And so if we can cultivate that on an individual level and live it and express it and experience it, then that is us walking within our purpose, walking with our purpose, not within. That's still a limit, walking with our purpose. So be aware of when you are not trusting yourself, you are not loving yourself, and you're calling someone else in who is already there, who you've probably called in because you two had that same type of frequency, that same type of trigger, that little piece, that little sore spot, because you realized you two could feed off of that. And then, oh, it's fine, I don't have to think about this because, they seem good, they seem great over there, but you're not seeing that internal process because you're ignoring your own, you're overlooking your own. So you two are kind of attached and in a way, in an agreement and oppressing one another, because if one self-actualizes within that sore spot that connected you to, if one leaves, the other one is going to put pressure on the one that left. It's like, no, you can't leave because I'm trapped here by myself. Do y'all see how you perpetuate these systems? It's time for something new, y'all. It's time for something new. So those are my thoughts this morning, just over coffee. I barely got 3 sips into my coffee, y'all. And Spirit was already like, yo, look, I know you're trying to get caffeinated, you're trying to get your groove on. I had to even stop and be like, no, I'm taking a shower before I get on this video. Taking a shower before I hit record because my hair looks a mess and I want to feel good. So even spirit can't pressure me. It's like, I make a deal, all right? You give me 5 minutes for the shower and I'll do the damn video, okay? But we have fun. We have fun here. No pressure. Because we're adaptive. We're responsive. We're responsible. We're accountable. It's like some lame camp song. Anyways, I'm going to get off this morning. If you like what you hear, fucking donate. Don't exploit me. Don't steal from me. If you want my voice or my words, fucking ask me to show up on and appear on your stuff, on your platform, or share my video. But don't steal from me. I will find you. But also, no, for real though, if you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. Pay me for it or put me on your platform. I am happy to share. If you are gaining from this, please consider donating. Even if all y'all sent me $1, I'd be able to make my rent and take care of groceries for the month. Imagine that, $1, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and scrape by when I'm delivering this rich, delicious gold, yummy gold. Because that's not what we're doing here. Which brings me to the point of the conversation of service, which maybe is another video or maybe it's coming through right now, but I'm just gonna say right now, And throughout a lot of like, I think it's, you know, those Christian values that like are you know, seeped into our bones and in our DNA, and the whole concept of service. And a lot of us in this work, especially, feeling a need to be of service. And it's like, well, you know, we can redefine that, right? Because like, instead of serving myself on a platter, I'm actually serving, you know, this truth. You know, people are actually kind of eating themselves here in a way, a little Ouroboros for you. But I'm going to get into that another time. But just consider the ways in which you define service and maybe play with that a little bit more. Okay? So, the discipline is showing up for the work, and the rest of it is play. So I will talk to you all in another time space, but the same space time. I don't know. Another time space, another space time. No, whatever. I'll get it right at some point. But in the meantime, trust yourself, please, and stop validating other people's mistrust within their own selves, because it just gets us all into a big fucking mess. All right? Thanks. Bye.